Every day I've gotten into elk and cows, bulls, every day that I've hunted, with the exception of one day. But out of all the days I've hunted, which would be almost about 20 days of hunting, I've only had 3 shot opportunities. So that just shows you that you might find them, but it doesn't mean you're gonna even have a chance to make a shot, because especially where I hunt, it's so brushy and it's hard to get around, and your shot opportunities are just not always there. So when they do present themselves, you're pretty happy about it. Hey everybody, this is Jason. Welcome back to Frank's Homestead. And I just wanted to kind of give you another video on how the rest of my archery season has gone. This is the last day I get to hunt. Apparently there's a thing in life that's called responsibility, and I guess the boss says that I have to, go to work and make some money. So yeah, phooey on that. But anyway, that's what I did. So I haven't been able to get out. I wish I could take the whole month off and do this every day, but I can't. Well, I don't know how you can be upset about not getting an elk. You got views like this. Sometimes you guys just stop and smell the roses and check it out. Hunting North Idaho elk during archery, boy, this year's tough. Drier than hell. We got a little bit of rain a weekend ago, but it's already just bone dry again. I don't even think we got a half an inch. Got into a bull this morning. Cow busted me, and what do you do? It's been kind of the whole story this whole season. Barely any talking at all, hardly any bugling, and cow calling is next to nothing. And if they are cow talking at all, they're so quiet you've got to be almost on top of them to even hear them. So locating them has been just the biggest challenge. There's tracks everywhere and sign everywhere, and they're there, but I tell you what, they'll stand there in the brush and you'll walk right past them because you don't even know they're there, and they'll just sit there and they'll sit there. But that's how it goes. Looks like it's gonna be a bust this year on the bow season. I still got a rifle season coming up. It's a short one, but we'll see how it goes there. Do a little bit more work, but maybe things will change. It's been really weird. I've talked to a lot of other hunters, and everybody says the same thing. Everything is just spooked this year for some reason. We don't know if it's because of the smoke, all the smoke that came in from the fires, or if we've got a pack of wolves that have moved in and is running everything around. I haven't seen any tracks, but that doesn't mean nothing. So we're not sure what's going on, but they're super quiet this year. They just are barely moving. You can stand and listen to a draw, listening for them walking through, and time again you might hear one snap, and that's it. But that's how it goes some years, and nothing to do about it. But I ain't mad. I've had a great season otherwise. Get out, get some exercise, some fresh air, and just enjoy this beautiful scenery. And that's okay with me. Yeah, it'd be nice to put meat in the freezer, but like I said, it's not over yet. So we'll see how it goes from here on out. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Today is Sunday, the 26th. And got to go back to work. Been back to work for a couple weeks now. And it just eats up all my time, 12-hour days. And it's hard to, by the time I get home, I just don't have any time to go for an evening hunt. And like I said, last weekend I only got to hunt one day of the weekend, and that's because it was raining good, but it was super windy. It had that front coming in, and the wind was just going every direction. And I just know from experience, I've never done well in conditions like that. So I didn't even go out. I just kept waiting to see if it would calm down, but it just never did. And then I finally got one day to go out, but it was a bust. I saw tracks, but it was now super wet, and they were super ninja skills going through those trees and the brush, and it was just even quieter with the water. But hunting isn't just about getting an animal. It's about the experience, about being out in nature. And for me anyway, that's what it's about. So I'll take it. I've had a good season, talked to a lot of good hunters and good people, and we all struggled. So I've seen a few antlers in the back of pickups, so good job and congratulations to those hunters. It does happen. I've had 3 shot opportunities. 2 of them, as you know from the first video, bull 6, Jason ? From that video, I had 2 bulls that I missed because of brush. And I had one just actually 2 days ago on Friday on the same location where I'm at now. He actually walked down to the road I was walking on. A couple cows come out first, and she stopped on the road and was looking at me. And as soon as he popped out, he saw her, and he was already on high alert, and he looked over at me. I was at full draw, and when I released the arrow, he was about 20 yards, and when I released that arrow, he ducked the arrow. And for those of you who don't know what that is, basically his back went down about 8 inches to a foot, and that arrow just went right over the top of him. He wasn't a big one. He was just a big spike on one side, probably about 3-foot spike, and then on the other side he had a little fork coming off. So he was just a little bit bigger than a spike, but he was probably a 3-year-old, I would say, somewhere in there, 2 to 3. And but you know, what do you do? That stuff happens, and it just breaks your heart when you see it happen. But it's nice to know that you didn't wound the animal. When you find, because my arrow went right in the bank behind him, and of course I watched the whole thing, and it just he ducked, and it went right over his back, right where it should have been, and that should have ended my season right there for elk, but it didn't happen that way. So, but I've got the memories, and I've got the enjoyment of just having that happen, and I wish I could get it all on video. In Idaho, you can't attach anything to your bow, such as a camera, and it's hard to set up a tripod. I hunt by myself primarily, and so it's hard to videotape a lot of what I do. I wish I could, but there's just really no way to do it. I take a GoPro with me in the field, and if I have an opportunity to get a little footage, then I try and take care of it and do it. So it's a challenge, but that's how it goes. So anyway, that's how it kind of goes in North Idaho. And if you come here and you go elk hunting, you might get lucky right off the bat, or it might take you a while. You just never know what the conditions are going to be, what the mindset of the elk are, if they're talking or not. You just don't know. Hopefully someday, if you haven't hunted Idaho, or if you haven't hunted for elk, you'll get an opportunity to go and do it.